right, and welcome back. Muskie Sports, Muskie Basketball to be exact. I am Austin Arnold. Alongside with me is Will Ford, and our sideline reporter for tonight is Andrew Price. Will, let's talk about some impact players, and first I'll start with Muskingum. We've pretty much seen it all season. It's going to come down to Devon Pert and Mitch Clark.
Yeah, definitely. Those two guys have been impact players all season, and Devon Pert has really seen. We've seen a real huge.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ANC Steele Center. I'm Austin Arnold. Alongside with me is Will Ford, and our sideline reporter for tonight is Andrew Price. So let's jump right into the action, Will. John Carroll, they've had a tough year this year. They graduated a lot of seniors, but they're looking to try and right the ship towards the end of the season to try and make a late OAC push to try and get into the playoff picture. They currently sit at 8 right now.
Yeah, and you know, it's a huge game conference-wise, too. Both of these teams have similar conference standings, and so a win tonight would do wonders for not only their confidence, but just for their standings as a team, as, like you said, going into the playoffs.
Absolutely, and for Muskingum, they have really surprised a lot. They've really surprised a lot of people this year. The OAC projected them as 10th to finish last, but they are currently now sitting at 7. They are 3-6 in their conference, along with John Carroll, who they're 2-7 in the conference, but they are currently sitting behind them. So this is going to be a game to really create some separation. Muskingum, they are right now 7-9, looking to go to 8-9. They just came off a tough road loss to Wilmington. Will.
Yeah, you know, it was a tough loss, but you know, you had some guys stepping up. You know, we've talked about it, you know, many times before. Trey Singleton stepped up. Devon Pert, we've seen an increase in his scoring. So guys are stepping up, and you know, with that injury to Marcus Dempsey, it's just about finding that camaraderie, that chemistry to be able to put together wins. They're playing well right now, and you know, it's just about finding that consistency. Can they find that consistency?
Exactly.
And if they can do that, then I think they'll be fine going forward.
Yeah, and for Muskingum, they've really been a relentless team this year. Will, let's talk about the Heidelberg game for a second. They were down 15 going in with like 5 minutes left into the game. They end up huge scoring drive, and all of a sudden they tie the game with a Trey Singleton fadeaway 3, which sends it into overtime, and ultimately they handled overtime absolutely well. They've been a relentless squad this year, Will.
Yeah, and it just shows how resilient they are, and especially like we've mentioned with the injury to Marcus Dempsey, that can take a toll on a team. And for them to be as resilient as they were and put together stops on defense and then score offensively and come back and win, not only tie the game to go into overtime, but then to have the mental toughness and the physical toughness to go out and win it in overtime outright, it just says a lot about this team and how well coached they are.
Yes, and Travis Schwab has done a beautiful job with keeping this team on the course, staying the course. They have been very resilient all year long. And for Muskingum, they lost to John Carroll at the beginning of the year. It was a tough loss to say on the road. Whenever you go to John Carroll, Will, it's always going to be a tough environment to play in. And Pete Moran, he led this John Carroll team to a Sweet 16 appearance last year. They won the OAC. So, you know, going to University Heights is going to be hard. But for Muskingum, they're trying to be able to get an avenged win today. What would this say for Muskingum going forward?
Oh, I just think it just proves how mentally tough they are to kind of start the season off the way they did. It wasn't a great start. And for them to battle back like they have, going to University Heights, it's no tough task. That's a tough task, and that's probably the toughest place to play in the conference. And, you know, they're in our place now. They're in Muskingum territory, so maybe it's their turn to show them what it's like to play in Muskingum, and, you know, we'll see what happens tonight. It's going to be a good game.
It will be a very, very good game. Last year when John Carroll came to Muskingum won the game at home against a very tough John Carroll team. And with that all being said and done, who are some players for you to watch tonight for both squads? Well, let's talk about Muskingum first.
I certainly think my guy, Trey Singleton, he's the guy I think just the way he's been playing and just the way he stepped up, and he had 20 a week ago and then 18 a couple days ago. He's been playing more consistently. He's been taking advantage of his opportunities. He is the impact player for me, along with Devon Pert. And on the other side, I mean, we mentioned it earlier, it's Jackson Sarton and Jimmy Berger. I think they're two leading scorers, and you really they need those two, especially with the season they've been having, to be able to put together wins.
And Jimmy Berger, he's averaging 16 points per game, and not only that, he's been a defensive presence for this John Carroll team this year. He has 28 steals this year along with 15 blocks. So if you can open up and make sure Jimmy Berger, you know, lets down his walls a little bit, then maybe this Muskingum team can get something going on offense. But for Devon Pert, Trey Singleton, players like those, and even Mitch Clark, players like those are going to have to help you win the night. And with the experience and all they've done this year, I definitely think Muskingum is up for the task. They've been resilient all year long. Well, they've done absolutely everything Coach Schwab has asked them to do.
Yeah, it's very well said. I really couldn't say it better myself. It's just a well-coached team, and they've done a fantastic job. And, I mean, what else can you say, really?
Yeah, there's nothing else you could say. Took the words right out of my mouth. So with that, we're going to go to break. This is Muskie Sports on 90.7 WMCO, The Orbit, your home for Muskie Sports.
When you experience Scott's Diner, you experience quality. A sense that this isn't your average diner. You feel comfortable, part of the community. The feeling today is gonna be a great day. Scott's Diner's so much more than meets the eye, and so is its famous Scott's Diner house dressing. Pick up some today. Scott's Diner, a traditional diner with a contemporary twist.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
All right, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Austin Arnold. Alongside with me is Will Ford, and we have our sideline reporter for tonight, Andrew Price. He's going to be with us all night long, getting you inside information in the huddle, exclusive interviews that you can hear between head coach Travis Schwab and him. You can hear all of that only on the Orbit 90.7 WMCO. Will, I am excited for this game. These are two equally matched teams. And this is going to be a battle to really see who can separate themselves from the bottom of the pack and try and increase their OAC playoff and tournament chances.
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams are sitting at similar places in the conference record-wise. Both teams need this win to change the course of their season. It's going to be really exciting.
It is going to be very exciting. And for John Carroll, they have just not had the year that they have had. They were 25-6 last year. They are now sitting really low in the conference, and to be more exact, they are 2-7 in the conference this year, and they're only 6-10 as a team this year. So they definitely have a lot of experience going on, a lot of inexperience, I should say. My apologies, a lot of inexperience for this team. They graduated a lot of seniors last year, but this is going to be a test tonight on the road to see if John Carroll can really try and make sure that they can get themselves on track. But for Muskingum, they have been resilient. Well, Marcus Dempsey out for the year. Devon Pert has stepped it up big time. And let's mention Trey Singleton, the guy who has really been, he's a freshman, Will. He's a freshman. He's taken on a huge load that he probably did not expect coming into the season. Trey Singleton has done absolutely incredible for this Muskingum team. And, you know, his production has went up big time. And not only that, they have Mitch Clark, too, has really done a great job this year as well, Will.
Yeah, absolutely, and it should be a very exciting game. Looking forward to it. And we're about to get ready, baby. I'm ready.
And I am ready as well. John Carroll, Muskingum on 90.7. The Orbit starts now. As that is going to be Jalen Page bringing up the ball for Muskingum. Page swings it to Tyler Bardall. And they're going to keep working the ball around, and Jalen Page trying to look to see, get someone open. Now to Mitch Clark. Gets it to Trey Singleton. He's been a show for Muskingum. Bardell from downtown off the mark. And John Carroll will rebound this ball. Almost a little mishandle there as they'll now set up their first offensive set. And just like that, great defensive play by Trey Singleton.
Looked like it was dribbled off of the John Carroll player's foot. Wasn't sure, but I mean the ref's right there, so he knows better than I do.
Exactly, and kind of kind of a questionable call, but let the refs do their job and play some great basketball here today. John Carroll now has the ball, and that's going to be number 15. That's going to be number 15, Jackson Sarton, and that is going to be Muskingum ball as they turn over the ball, and John Carroll just trying to get something going on offense. Mitch Clark now will have the ball, gives it back to his point guard, Jalen Page, and Page will bring it up the court. Gets it across midcourt. Running a set. Trying to get it to Devon Pert. Instead, he'll get it to Mitch Clark, and Mitch Clark will dribble 1-2 in the lane, missed it. And John Carroll trying to get the rebound, and it's going to go their way. And again, I thought that might have been Muskingum ball, but John Carroll comes away with another great defensive stop.
Yeah, it was a close play. We could have gone either way, in my opinion, but John Carroll ball.
And number 32, that is number 32, that was Emmett Chambers. But now they're going to kick it to number 21 on John Carroll. Downtown, that is Jimmy Berger. And that is going to be Muskingum ball, out of bounds, touched by John Carroll. And Jalen Page will take the ball out. They're going to get it now to Trey Singleton, who's just been the guy they've been going to as of late. But a turnover for Muskingum, and now John Carroll down the court. And John Carroll to get their first points of the night, no good. Rebound, no sir. And Muskingum now, will they get their first points? Mitch Clark! And he'll start the scoring for Muskingum. John Carroll now trying to answer back. A three-pointer, no good, and that was shot by number 23, Patrick Doherty. Devon Pert now with the ball, trying to look for Trey Singleton, but Pert will shoot it. And that is off the mark, and Muskingum, they've only had one basket, as they only have 2 points, as they've been able to stop John Carroll, but a three-pointer is good for John Carroll, and that is number 21, Jimmy Berger, who's been one of their players this year that have just been absolutely dominating on all floors, offense and defense.
Yeah, you got to get out and cover him when he's wide open. You can't leave him open like that.
Exactly. Devon Pert, he'll set up and shoot a three of his own. No good. And that's a rebound by Doherty, and they're going to go down the court. And John Carroll off the mark. That was Berger with the shot, but they're going to get it back to Berger in the corner. He'll go inside and shot, foul, rebounded, and one, and that's going to be number 23, Patrick Doherty. And he will go ahead and try and increase the John Carroll lead to 4. And Doherty's shot is no good, but John Carroll will get the rebound.
Got to box out.
Yeah, got to box out indeed, and rebounding has definitely been a problem for Muskingum this year, offensively and defensively.
And especially with a team, they're kind of undersized, but you got to be physical. You got to get good positioning.
Absolutely. Trey Singleton now kicks it to Bardall. As Bardall gets it to Jalen Page, and Jalen Page has been the senior point guard that has pretty much done everything this year in terms of assists, and not towards the scoring aspect, but he's just been a team player as he shoots that ball. May have been tipped, but it was an air ball. John Carroll down the court. Jimmy Berger now. Berger in the lane. He'll kick it. Three-pointer for John Carroll. It is good. And that is number 32, Ryan Berger. And John Carroll is now up by 6. That is a 2. Thought it was a 3, but it is a 2. And John Carroll, slow start, but they have been able to just really drive home some three-pointers and some long twos. And for Muskingum, I mean, they were up early, but now they see themselves in a 6-point hole, Will.
Yeah, it's not the start they wanted. They got that first easy transition layup off of a great defensive stop, but now they're just not bringing the intensity defensively.
Yeah, and for John Carroll, I mean, they have done absolutely what they need to do to start out the game. We're going to send it now to Andrew Price down on the sideline. Andrew, go ahead and take it away.
Guys, Travis Schwab wasn't happy with how his team was defending or boxing out on those last couple possessions. Like you guys said, some easy transition points. He really just wanted to refocus his team and get them going again. Up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Andrew. And transition has been sort of a problem for Muskingum as well this year, and that is going to be a double dribble by Mitch Clark.
Yeah, that was pretty easy to see. He clearly picked up the ball. I know sometimes when you're out there playing, you may not notice it, but that was plain as day.
Plain as day indeed, as double dribble by Mitch Clark and a drive by John Carroll, and it is good by number 32, Ryan Berger. And Muskingum is now down 8 early at the A&C Steele Center. Singleton, he's going to try to work with it. He'll get it to Clark. Devon Pert, he'll set up shot for 3 off the mark. And now John Carroll will get the ball. Down goes John Carroll, and they score again. That time it's number 12, Luke Hippler. And Muskingum is now down 10.
Great transition offense from John Carroll moving the ball around.
And they have a lot of energy on that bench right now, Will, something that Muskingum does not have right now.
Yeah, they seem very deflated and kind of they just don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, little lost. They're lost in the sauce, as some people would say. Bardall from the corner, that's no good. And Muskingum, they just have not been shooting the ball well. But for John Carroll, they've been rebounding well, and they've been finding the correct baskets to shoot. Berger now, this is Ryan Berger. He's had a little hot start. And Devon Pert trying to get the ball back, and he will tip it out of bounds. And now coming in is number 15, Jason Peoples. He'll go in for Devon Pert, and Carson Carter, number 33, will check in as well. As for John Carroll, pretty much a whole squad swap, get their starters some rest. And right now, that is number 10 for John Carroll bringing up the ball. And that is Sean Flannery. They're going to get it to John Carroll in the post. Now they're going to kick it out to Flannery yet again. John Carroll's been really moving the ball extremely well. They've been trying to find their shots. Is Flannery, but guess what? The defense for Muskingum prevails. 30-second shot clock violation.
I don't think John Carroll I don't think they paid attention to the clock at all. I think they were just so focused on moving the ball, which is all good and well, but if you're not paying attention to the clock, then it does you no good.
Exactly. Peoples will get it in the Jalen Page. Page to the rack. It's in. And a foul. Jalen Page. And he will go to the line to shoot one and maybe trying to spark some life in the A&C Steele Center for these fans and this Muskie basketball team.
And, nothing's working really offensively in terms of just, running your sets, running your plays. But their 4 points have come in transition, and that may be how they have to play, is just play fast and play aggressive.
Yeah, if they can play up-tempo. We've seen all the points come transition as Page misses the free throw three-pointer. That is number 3 on John Carroll, Connor Fitzgerald. And an offensive, is that an offensive foul?
No signal. Yeah, it's going to be an offensive
foul. And it
foul.
will be an offensive foul on John Carroll. And MJ Smith from North Ridgeville, Ohio will check in now. North Ridgeville only a couple minutes away from Cleveland. This should be interesting to see how he matches up against a team that he knew growing up back at home. And Smith will get the ball, and he will bring it up the court. And MJ Smith, he has an outside shot that you cannot leave him open. You just can't leave the kid open.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a green light as soon as he crosses half court, and you just gotta take note of where he is all the time, catch and shoot off the dribble. I mean, he can shoot it from anywhere.
Exactly, as MJ Smith will get the ball. He'll get it into Brandon Keys, another Cleveland, Ohio product. And he tries to swing it to Peoples, and that is stolen away by Connor Fitzgerald. Down the court goes John Carroll. They're swinging the ball absolutely well as Flannery is trying to get some movement going. Fitzgerald will kick it, and now Flannery will get the ball back. They're trying to run another set. 14 on the shot clock. And that one is stolen away. Little careless of the ball towards the end of that possession. Peoples misses. And Carson Carter trying to get the ball, but John Carroll will prevail in that battle.
I don't like that shot by Jason Peoples. I think you had the numbers in transition. All your points have been in transition. I think you got to take it to the hoop and try to draw a foul. Pulling up from the foul line I mean, it's a high percentage look. You're open, but I'd rather seen him take it to the hole.
Exactly. Take it to the hole, try and get a foul. And Jason Peoples just didn't really take that into consideration as he shot a 2. And it was no good. And then, I believe another foul on John Carroll. This time it's number 14, Emil Haas.
Getting a little physical inside.
And Emil Haas, and after that, there's another whole squad swap for John Carroll as MJ Smith played the role perfectly of actor. As now Cam Miller will check into the game. And he will check in for, I believe that was Brandon Keys he checked in for, and it was. And Jalen Page will now bring it up the court. Page trying to find someone. He's trying to create a set. 17 on the shot clock. Carson Carter. Carter will drive. Carter held with the ball too long. MJ Smith, green light, and it's in. And he, like you said, Will, after half court, he could shoot from anywhere.
Yeah, that was a couple feet behind the line.
And he's kind of been the Stephen Curry to this Muskingum team in regards to threes. As Jalen Page will now bring up the ball after a John Carroll miss. And Carson Carter to the rack. And one, go to the line. Carson Carter.
And you could see John Carroll, they wanted to travel. And it didn't look like a travel to me. It looked pretty smooth and a nice, strong finish inside for the and one.
And Carson Carter will finish off the three-point play. As now Muskingum is fighting back in this one. That is number 15 for John Carroll with the ball. That's Jackson Sarton. Sarton will get the ball. He'll kick it. Trying to find something. Sarton in the corner trying to see if Trey Singleton will let go. He won't. Berger, that's Ryan Berger who passed it to Sarton. Berger in the corner. Great defense by Trey Singleton, but not good enough as the shot is good.
There's nothing you can do there. That's just great offense.
That's great offense indeed. And that was, although it was great defense, just the offense played the part.
Yeah, I mean, great offense is going to beat great defense every day of the week.
Singleton. And that one rolls out. I thought that one was dropping. As now Ryan Berger will pull up for three. Missed it. Another rebound for John Carroll, and that is number 12. Luke Hippler. He now gets this to a 6-point lead again for John Carroll and the Blue Streaks. Singleton will bring up the ball, and Singleton passes it to Carter. That's a dangerous pass. Carson Carter trying to give the 1-2. Carson Carter will finish.
Two very strong finishes
Yeah.
since he's been in this game.
Absolutely. He already has 5 this game. And now John Carroll will let this thing go. Hippler will kick it out to Ryan Berger, and Berger's been shooting a lot of threes. I'm talking about Ryan Berger to be exact. He's been shooting a lot of threes, and they just haven't been falling except for that one early.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been shooting at a high percentage, but, I mean, shooters are going to shoot.
Singleton to the rack, and a foul. Trey Singleton, the man from Meadowbrook. And he will now go to the line and try and decrease this lead for John Carroll. Great play by Trey Singleton.
That's just classic Trey Singleton right there. I went to high school with him. I've seen that in practice way too many times. I've seen it in games just so often. He's just so consistent at getting inside and finishing.
And the man from Senecaville, and Trey Singleton cuts this to a 1-point game as John Carroll will shoot another 3, and this time it goes in. That's Jackson Sarton. And Sarton now puts it to a 4-point game. Carter will get it into Trey Singleton, and let's see what the Muskies will do here. And Singleton trying to run a set. Kick it to Devon Pert. Pert to the lane. Pert, no good. Cam Miller rebound. Miller. He'll get it out to Jason Peoples, and now Devon Pert with the ball. Pert. He's trying to go to the rack. He fakes. Nice fake by Devon Pert one way, and he goes the other. It's good for 2. As now this time that is Jimmy Berger with the ball, but now they're going to get it back to Hippler, and he's in for 2. And Luke Hippler's been shooting the ball extremely well. He has 6 points for this John Carroll team.
And John Carroll's been playing very up-tempo. They just move the ball up and down the court in a flash.
Exactly. Maybe hence the name. That's why they're called Blue Streaks. Jason Peoples. And that was tipped, so no backcourt violation there. Peoples will kick it to Singleton from downtown. Yes! Trey Singleton downtown. 20-21, down 1. And he's done absolutely great this game as Hippler will miss the shot. Great defense by Cam Miller.
And now you see the Muskies are really picking up the energy. They're rebounding a lot better, moving the ball a lot better, and they've turned it around.
Can we see some Muskie magic? Devon Pert and a blocking foul. And Pert will go to the line. And Pete Moran disagrees.
Yeah, that was a very, very close call. I thought initially they were going to call charge, but he must have been inside that restricted area, that restricted zone. Must have had his feet on that line, and even if it's just a little bit, they're going to call block every time.
If you're on that line, you are going to get called for it, as Pert will miss the first. Trying to tie it up, Mitch Clark and Page will come back in along with Bardall. Jason Peoples, Cam Miller, and Carson Carter will go to the bench. This has been a great game for the Muskies right now. They have really fought back well, and we drove on it in pregame. Resilience. I mean, I know it's early in the game, but they have just been resilient as Devon Pert will hit the second free throw out of 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, they've been resilient all year.
John Carroll now. This is going to be Flannery. The kick to number 31 for John Carroll. And that's a travel, but that was number 31, Ben Merrill with the shot. And he disagrees with the call, but I totally understand. That looked like a travel. He moved both pivot foots.
Yeah, definitely.
Jalen Page, he's trying to run this offense now. Let's see what's going to happen. And that's going to be Jimmy Berger guarding Page. Page to the wing now, and he'll get it inside to Mitch Clark. Clark out to Page. Looks like a little hot potato with Clark and Page. Clark, he'll miss the shot, but he had a good open look. There's Sean Flannery now down the court. Flannery to Jimmy Berger. Berger kicks it out. Hippler for 3. No. But Berger with the rebound, and Jimmy Berger puts him up. 23-21.
Did you see that amazing ball movement?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he missed the shot, but then that ball movement was just incredible. And then to get on the offensive glass and finish.
That's like some San Antonio Spurs ball movement.
Absolutely.
Coach Greg Popovich ball movement. That is, I mean, although he missed a shot, you're still getting open looks. And Singleton will miss the 3. John Carroll with Sean Flannery will bring it up. Luke Hippler to the lane. He'll miss. Great defense by Mitch Clark. Jalen Page now, and they're in transition. Page, he'll pull up for 3. And that is off the mark, but last touch by John Carroll. And more substitutions for John Carroll.
I think you got to take a better shot than that in transition. Pull up 3. Yeah, maybe you've got some space, but I'd rather you set up a play, get some ball movement going than take an open shot like that in transition.
And Trey Singleton, he cut to the lane fast as he will tie this game back up. And Trey Singleton has just absolutely shot brilliant. 8 points for him tonight. And that is going to be Jimmy Berger guarded by MJ Smith. Berger, it is off the mark, and Trey Singleton now will bring the ball up for the Muskies. Jalen Page to Bardall, and now down to Mitch Clark. Clark in the post, and he missed it. He's had a couple, and he is not happy with how he missed that shot. And that is Jimmy Berger to the rack, no good, and Jimmy Berger will shoot again. And he's been resilient rebounding the ball, and Pete Moran will scream timeout. But for Mitch Clark, he's had a couple good looks tonight that have just not been good enough, as Coach Travis Schwab is now talking to him.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch Clark's had some great looks. He's been making good moves on the inside. He's just got to finish. And you've seen he's taken a couple jump hooks. He just hasn't been effective. And, you know, we'll see what Travis Schwab decides to do coming out of this timeout. But we've talked about it. We talked about it pregame. We've been talking about it during the game a little bit. The resiliency of this team, they were down early.
Exactly. They were down very early.
And to tie it up, down 2 right now, but to bring it back to basically even in this first half, just says a lot about this team and its character.
Yeah, absolutely. And John Carroll, although they started off hot early, Muskingum has battled back. And we're going to send it now down to Andrew Price. Andrew, what can you tell us about this timeout break?
What's up, guys? Yeah, Travis Schwab of the Muskies immediately had his players sit down on the bench, and he said they have to be better. Be better were the 2 words that both he and Coach Putch were preaching to his team here in this timeout. As they break onto the court now, look for his team to maybe have a little bit of a shot of adrenaline coming off the bench here after that timeout by Schwab.
Absolutely, and for Muskingum, they have battled back, and they are now only down 2 to John Carroll, who they lost to earlier this year, so definitely a win tonight would help them increase their odds of OAC playoff eligibility. As Jalen Page, and he gets a nice little move on Sean Flannery, putting him on skates a little bit. MJ Smith to Mitch Clark, Jason Peoples now to Page, and just trying to create some type of ball movement. Page will kick it to Clark for 3. And that is off the mark. And this is an on-the-ground foul. And this one's going to be on John Carroll.
It looked like he was boxing him out. It looked like a box out, but you could tell he was kind of really being physical and pushing him underneath the basket.
Absolutely.
I can see where the foul was coming from. Definitely, in my opinion, warranted a foul.
Yes, indeed, and there was some contact down below, so a great call is Tyler Bardall. He will miss the free throw. That was a 1-on-1 situation, and Flannery will bring it up the court. And another offensive foul, and Sean Flannery is caught for a charge. MJ Smith with a great defensive play. And John Carroll, John Carroll's been, they just haven't been good with, fouls and they haven't really been able to stay out of the foul trouble area.
Yeah, they're not playing with a lot of control. Yes, they have great ball movement and they're scoring in transition, but you also got to be controlled at times as well, and they're not doing that right now.
Exactly, Tyler Bardall, and that's going to be a travel. Yep, move the pivot foot. And John Carroll, that they are at least excited that Muskingum was called for a foul. And it looks like that is going to be Luke Hippler checking into the game. And Hippler will check out Emil Haas, the Berkshire product. And now coming in is number 11. That is going to be Greg Perella. He's from Youngstown, Ohio. He will check out number 31, Ben Merrill. So getting some other players some play time here for John Carroll. They've had a lot of substitutions. They've really been focused on fresh. They've been focused on fresh legs.
Yeah, and I think they thought with that, that early lead they jumped out to, that they could afford to play some of their other guys early. And it kind of cost them a little bit because now they're only up 2.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's okay to put in some fresh legs in sometimes, but, if they're not producing, then what's the point? As that's a great defensive play by Jalen Page. Jalen Page will bring it up the court for Muskingum. MJ Smith will now get it to Mitch Clark. What will Clark do? That's a nice little move from Clark, but a 3 from Smith, and that is off the mark. He gets his own rebound. Smith out the bar out, take the lead. No. Clark, a great rebound. He thought he was fouled, and it looks like he had a couple words to say to the ref as Hippler to the rack. He missed it. And Muskingum gets the ball back.
What an incredible sequence.
Yeah, bizarre, to say the least. MJ Smith, Muskies lead it by 1. 26-25. As John Carroll now has the ball, Flannery to answer. He gets it. And a Flannery answer to the MJ Smith calling. Up by 2 is John Carroll again. And Jalen Page will now bring the ball up again for the Muskies. Can Jalen Page and this offense really do something to turn the heads of Muskie fans? They've done a great job tonight. Clark Can he try and tie this game up? He's had some trouble shooting. But this time he gets one to fall. As now it's a tie ball game. Flannery, the kick out to, that was Fitzgerald, Connor Fitzgerald to Hippler, and it's good. Back and forth scoring now we go. 4:12 left in the first half. As Mitch Clark now will play the role of point guard. He will now get it to Page, and they will now set up an offense. Page to Bardall, and that's a great defensive play by Connor Fitzgerald. And some more substitutions for the Muskies. And for Muskingum, they've been playing with John Carroll a lot. They have really been playing with them. These are two equally matched teams, like we said. Who has really stood out this far? I mean, I know the half isn't over yet. Will, who has stood out to you the most?
I think for John Carroll, Luke Hippler has been playing some great minutes. Done a great job inside, rebounding and finishing. And then on the Muskingum side, I think MJ Smith hit a couple threes. He drew a charge. So, I mean, those two guys, in my opinion, have had great games so far.
And John Carroll, they are not letting Muskingum even get an inbound pass, and they have been hitting the ball out of bounds 2 straight times. Can a third one happen, or a potential steal for John Carroll? And Pete Moran is going to talk to the ref for a little bit. And Pete Moran, maybe a potential, if it escalates a little more, maybe a potential technical. And a little stoppage here. Trying to sort everything out.
I believe they're calling a foul. I'm not sure. They held up a number. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what it was for.
Yeah, I don't know. Little weird sequence of events there as well. Trey Singleton to Carson Carter, and now the game has resumed. Devon Pert from downtown. Hello. Devon Pert puts it back up by 1, 31-30 Muskies. Ooh, Sean Flanders, and another answer.
Oh, my goodness.
Sean Flannery.
Trey almost, bit it. He almost hit
Yeah.
the floor hard.
And Devon Pert will answer back. This is like some Deion Waiters, Tim Hardaway Jr. Rising Star game action, as they've just been exchanging shots.
That's a great reference.
Yeah. And Devon Pert! Pert to the lane, and a foul, and count it! Devon Pert, and they are up 2.
This place is rocking right now.
In
Everyone's
the
excited.
end, Steele center, I agree. Devon Pert now has, pending this, for Devon Pert, this could be his 11th point if he makes his free throw. With 3:05 left to go in the first half, Devon Pert says count it and book it. Up by 3 are the Muskies. And the Muskie bench thought there was a timeout happening.
I was thinking the same thing because both squads got up, but
Yeah.
just a substitution.
And Hippler now, and that is number 15 for John Carroll, who had the ball. That's Jackson Sarton. And is that going to be a and one foul? I believe that's a on-the-ground foul.
It's a shooting foul beforehand. That shot that was made was just a tip-in on the backside.
Okay. And that is going to be number 10, Mitch Clark. And Mitch Clark has had some frustration with some of these calls.
But he's playing with the energy, though.
He's playing with the energy. Yeah, I agree.
You got to like that, but he's just got to be more focused with his defensive effort, just trying not to commit fouls, and then just make his shots in the paint.
And Hippler, he'll only make one of those free throws, as now the Muskies are only up 2 with 2:51 left to go in the first half. Jalen Page will bring up the ball for the Muskies. Here we go. 20 on the shot clock. Mitch Clark with the ball. Back to Jalen Page on the wing. They will kick it to Devon Pert. Pert to the lane. Devon Pert, count it, and 1. He has been incredible.
these last couple minutes for Devon Pert, he is just lighting it up. He's playing with an incredible amount of energy, as he always does, and he's had some huge baskets and one baskets here in the last couple minutes.
And he has really been like the energy that is coming from Muskingum. He plays with so much energy, Will, that it is infectious for others. Like, the energy that Devon Pert plays at is like none other.
Absolutely.
He has really got his Muskingum team on his side, 39-34, Muskingum up 5. And John Carroll now just trying to get some type of offense going. Fitzgerald, he'll miss the shot. Emil Hess will go to the line. And that is going to be a foul on Carson Carter.
You could see he knew it, too. As soon as he made contact and he heard that whistle, he knew it was on him.
Exactly. Absolutely 100%. Emil Hess. Well, I've actually had a chance to watch Hess in high school. He played against my former high school back up at home, and, you know, when he gets his shots going, he could be a nightmare. But obviously for John Carroll, he's just one of those role players sprouting up into action, as he didn't really play last season.
Yeah, and I mean, being a role player, I mean, that's fine. That's a good role to be in. You come in, you give some good minutes, you make some shots. I mean, you could be a vital piece to your team being a role player.
Exactly. If I had to name one good role player, I mean, towards the end of his career, Ray Allen.
Absolutely.
He was a very good role player for Miami and the Heatles, as LeBron James would say. He was very good, and he played a huge part in that San Antonio Miami first meeting to the NBA Finals with that Game 6 dagger.
Oh, absolutely. I remember that like it was yesterday. I mean, that was just absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm. Amazing shot. As another stoppage, a little short stoppage in play, but we're going to resume now. As Page will find Mitch Clark, as he will restrain and refrain from shooting that shot. And Devon Pert almost airballs that one, but that is some great – he almost got that steal, Will. Devon Pert has just been playing with great energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now they're going to bring it back up. This is Jimmy Berger.
Yet another offensive rebound for John Carroll. They've been playing great on the boards.
Exactly. This is number 15, Jackson Sarton. He'll shoot that three. This time it is no good. And Devon Pert will bring it across midcourt. The Muskies now have a 3-point lead with the minute 17 left to go. Page. A bucket here would get this crowd going. Nice little pump fake from Page, but he'll get it to Clark, and now Devon Pert. He's had the energy all night. Pert will kick it to Page. Page from in the corner, off the mark. And that's going to be a push on Mitch Clark, and he is not happy about that call.
That's a couple fouls on Mitch Clark now.
Yeah.
I can't see from here on the board. He's
got two.
2 fouls, so yeah, he's going to take a seat, try not to pick up that third. We're only a minute out from the end of the first half.
Exactly.
So you just want to get him out and
just preserve him.
Preserve that third foul for later in the game if you need it.
Exactly. That's what they will do with 54 left in the half. It's number 21, Jimmy Berger with the miss. Devon Pert will set up shot. They could maybe go 2 for 1 here. Maybe.
If they play their cards right, and the steal.
Yeah, great steal by John Carroll. John Carroll, great transition. Jimmy Berger.
That's just excellent passing. They didn't take one dribble throughout that entire sequence. That was all ball movement.
Exactly, and it looks like Muskingum will now hold for the final shot. And it looks like Devon Pert's walking and jogging a little gingerly now. He's holding his leg. He's holding that left leg.
I saw him holding his wrist earlier as well on that first and one, so his health certainly, with the way he plays, something we'll monitor.
Exactly, and Jalen Page will get it to Pert. Looking fine on that. Pert, and he almost made that too. But a shot clock violation is what they will call, so that sequence pretty much pointless now.
I thought they were going to call a foul. It looked very close. I thought that was what the whistle was for, because that whistle went off before the shot clock.
John Carroll, can they lead before the half? Flannery, no. Muskingum will go into the half with a 1-point lead, 39-38. It has been great. And now as Muskingum rolls into the locker room, we will have a chance to get another interview with Andrew Price and Travis Schwab. So let's now kick it down to Andrew Price with another interview. Andrew.
Thanks, guys. Coach, Devon Pert putting in a heck of a performance so far. What can you say for what he's done for your team tonight?
You know, he started off a little slow, but he really picked up the energy and the intensity, and we needed it. And when he's playing like he did there, he's one of the best players in the league. So we're going to need it the second half.
And Coach, to end this, what do you think your team's going to need to do to come out on top? What do you think they're going to have to put in the second half that they maybe didn't in the first half?
Comes back to the three things we've been preaching the whole year: defense, rebounding, and effort. We gotta beat them in those three categories. Gives us a good chance to win.
Thanks for this, Coach. Good luck. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Andrew. And with that, we're going to take a nice little break here. It is 39-38. Muskingum is up 1 against John Carroll. You are listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television, and you are on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie Sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Muskie Basketball here live. I am Austin Arnold. Alongside with me is Will Ford and our sideline reporter for tonight, Andrew Price. Will, first half, it started off a little slow for Muskingum. They were down 2-12. But then all of a sudden, we see a change of events and a nice little energy boost for Muskingum to put themselves in a great position now to try and win this game if they keep playing their cards right.
Yeah, and a couple guys to me that really stood out. As far as energy goes, Devon Pert, we talk about this pretty much on every broadcast, just the energy he brings. Travis Schwab even noted it at halftime with Andrew. He just plays with an outstanding energy that's infectious to the whole team. And then another guy, MJ Smith, he's made 2 big threes in this first half, and he's played with great energy on the defensive side, drawing a charge. And those 2 guys really stood out to me in the first half.
Absolutely, and for Muskingum, you know, they do have, in regards to Devon Pert, I mean, we have seen it here tonight. This energy is infectious. You cannot stop the energy that he brings to the table. But now let's talk about John Carroll. I mean, you can obviously tell the inexperience is there. They were up 10, then Muskingum kind of came back. You know, John Carroll, a lot of fouls early on, you could say, with Muskingum drawing fouls. And, you know, for John Carroll, they started off hot. As of late, they've been able to play back and forth with them. Will, what do you think a key point for John Carroll would be in this second half?
I think it's all about control. You just got to play with control. They've moved the ball really well throughout this game. We've seen some just excellent highlight plays passing the ball. As you notice, like San Antonio Spurs basketball, the way they pass. But they've just got to be more controlled. And that you just got to be patient as well. Sometimes they go a little too fast. And that's just really the key for them, is just to be controlled and just move the ball well and just stay within themselves on offense.
Yeah, and if they can stay within themselves on offense, if they can control the way that they play, then maybe they have a shot to win this game. But overall, this has been a pretty equal game up to this point. Muskingum down early. They fought back. Resiliency has been pretty much the motto and focus they have had this year. for John Carroll, you know, it's been a struggle. It's been an uphill climb, but a win here would really help them out and increase their chances of an OAC playoff berth and try and defend that crown that they had last year. Other than that, though, we're going to take another small little break. You are listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie Sports.
When you experience Scott's Diner, you experience quality. A sense that this isn't your average diner. You feel comfortable, part of the community. The feeling today is gonna be a great day. Scott's Diner's so much more than meets the eye, and so is its famous Scott's Diner house dressing. Pick up some today. Scott's Diner, a traditional diner with a contemporary twist.
Hi! Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert? Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to.
Hello and welcome. We are back, everybody. Muskingum, John Carroll, Friday night basketball. 39-38 is the score right now, and Muskingum is up 1 in this rematch from earlier in the season in which John Carroll prevailed in with a win. Let's now take a look at some other games going on around the OAC. Marietta and Baldwin Wallace, they just started their game, and they started at the 7:30. Marietta up 14-7 is that score. Capital and Wilmington are at half right now, and oh no, not Capital and Wilmington. Wilmington and Mount Union are at half right now, and ironically, it's the same score, 39-38 in favor of Wilmington. Heidelberg and Otterbein, they are playing tonight as well. Heidelberg is down 1 to Otterbein, Otterbein has struggled this year mightily for a second straight year, but it has gotten better for Otterbein in terms of record. They're 5-11 this year. And last year they only won a game, so they've done they've done well.
Oh yeah, and I think, you know, anytime you can win at least more than one game in a season, I think that's certainly a step in the right direction. So yeah, I mean, it's all about a process.
It's all about the process, indeed. Otterbein up 1, 43-42 over Heidelberg. Capital and Ohio Northern, and Capital has been on a tear this year. 13-3 overall, 8-1 in the conference. They are beating Ohio Northern, who is the worst team in the conference. They haven't even won a conference game, Ohio Northern. And they came in today 4-12. They're down 29-55 against Capital. And in regards to that, those are all your scores from the OAC. You take a look at the standings, and you say to yourself, well, Muskingum's had a good year. John Carroll hasn't. In order for Muskingum to keep trying to fight their way into the OAC playoff picture, they've done good against John Carroll today. What other things do you think they need to improve to really take that step in the right direction and become a better team overall?
I think transition offense is a thing they need to work on. They had a couple nice plays early in the game, but then you also saw some early shots in transition where maybe you don't take that three-pointer or that long two. Maybe you drive it inside and maybe you can get a quick dish to someone, or you can kick it out to someone for three if the defense collapses in. So I think transition offense is a place where they need to work on. And of course, we've talked about it a lot, is rebounding. Of course, they're undersized, but that can't keep you from, playing with that aggressive mentality and play physical and just try your best to get good positioning. And they haven't done that great of a job tonight in that regard.
Absolutely, and I agree with you there. The rebounding has just been a struggle for Muskingum. But rebounding tonight for Muskingum, total they have 17, but again, they're still being out-rebounded by John Carroll by 10. John Carroll with 27 rebounds. But the tale of the story is that Muskingum is still up 1 against a John Carroll team who's just struggled this year. Some players to look at for Muskingum going into the second half. Trey Singleton, he's the name that you got to watch out for. Devon Pert, a name you got to watch out for. And I think if you keep doing what you need to do with MJ Smith and you keep bringing him in those times where you need some quick buckets, he can be a guy to watch out for as well. Anyways, we're going to take another break. You are listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie Sports.
Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Todd's a great guy. Look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to the ANC Steele Center. I am Austin Arnold. Alongside with me is Will Ford, and our sideline reporter for today's action is Andrew Price. And remember, folks, Andrew will be inside the huddle getting exclusive information about Muskingum and how they are doing within the game. And he has some key interviews with Coach Travis Schwab as well. So those are very good for us to hear. So don't go anywhere. Andrew Price has you covered with the inside scoop for all of the Muskingum basketball team. But, well, we're closing in to start the second half. Muskingum is up 1. What is their biggest primary objective into closing this game out and winning it?
I think they've got to start this second half and play this entire second half the way they finished the first half, which was with great energy. Travis Schwab mentioned it. We've mentioned it. Andrew's mentioned it. It's just all about energy. If you play with the energy, your shots will eventually fall. You can't worry about what you can't control. You just got to be playing your hardest and play with great energy.
Absolutely, and I agree with you there. And with that, the second half is just about ready to start, and Muskingum up by 1. They have 20 more minutes to close in on their 8th win on the year and improve to 4-6. Play a win for Muskingum here would be huge, folks, because pending the game of the Heidelberg and Otterbein game, Muskingum could potentially move up to 6th in the rankings, in the OAC rankings, and take that 6th spot if Heidelberg lost to Otterbein today. But with that, let's get this second half started. John Carroll, Muskingum, and here we go. Jimmy Berger will bring up the ball for the Blue Streaks, and he almost thought about pulling the trigger for a second there. Number 32, I believe that's Ryan Berger. He'll kick it to Luke Hippler. Hippler getting hip with it. He scores 2. And now Muskingum will bring the ball up for their first possession of the second half. Blue Streaks up 1. Jalen Page will now kick it to Tyler Bardall. And now Trey Singleton, the X Factor, gets it to Jalen Page. He'll pump fake a shot. Try and look for something. Mitch Clark, pump fake there. Mitch Clark to the rack. Misses. And a foul. So Mitch Clark upset that he didn't make the shot, but guess what? All maybe decent things come to a good sense. So Mitch Clark will go to the line and shoot 2 and try to take that 1-point lead for Muskingum again.
And he's playing with great energy. This is exactly how Muskingum needed to start the half, is with great energy, and Mitch Clark has brought it the whole game. And yet, things haven't gone his way. He's been in some foul trouble. He's missed some shots, but as long as you keep that energy up, good things will happen.
Absolutely, as Mitch Clark will drain 1 of 2, so now it's a tie ball game, 40 apiece. The Yancey Steele Center with 19:20 left to go in the game. And that is Ryan Berger now getting into Luke Hippler. Now out to Jackson Sarton, and Sarton will take that shot, and it's good. Great defense, but just great offense.
That's a tough shot, fading away to your left over a defender. That's really tough.
And now Mitch Clark will bring up the ball. Almost a little, I don't know why he didn't go in transition there. He could have got an easy bucket out the gate, but maybe it's a good thing if they kept it controlled for a little bit. Jalen Page now trying to find something with 15 on the shot clock. Mitch Clark has the ball. Trey Singleton, he'll work, he'll shoot, and Trey Singleton will score. And welcome to the Trey Singleton era, folks. It started this year, and it will run for 4 more. As now Ryan Berger will bring up the ball. As now he gets it to Sarton, and Sarton will go to work again, and he will miss that shot. And Doherty tried to get the rebound, but could not get it. Devon Pert to Singleton for 3. Oh, banked in 3 for Trey Singleton. Keep doing your thing.
You can see him smiling. I bet you he didn't call bank on that one.
And Trey Singleton, welcome to your tape. As now Jalen Page pushing the ball. Singleton again. On that court, I thought it was going in. This place would have erupted if he made another one. As Ryan Berger will put a stop to the threes. And Trey Singleton with that bucket there. As now Singleton will bring up the ball, and Singleton has 13 this game. Second leading scorer for this Muskie team. Bardall will take his shot from the other corner, no good. Muskingum shooting the 3 ball early out the game. Now Jimmy Berger will show some finesse. He'll miss his shot. Luke Hippler with the rebound. He'll pull a 3. Hippler will miss that. Jalen Page with the rebound. Here goes Devon Pert. Pert, he is fouled. Go to the line. Jackson Sarton is the victim.
They've got the energy right now. They're playing with such tremendous energy. Even the bench is getting involved. You could see when Trey took that last 3-pointer he missed, everyone on that bench stood up and was thinking that was going down.
Absolutely. And for Trey Singleton, he has shown he can shoot the ball. So now Devon Pert will get 2 shots at the line. He'll make the first one. And for Devon Pert, I mean, we talk about him a lot. Yeah, he has that energy, but Devon Pert is also a senior. He knows this is his last go-around.
Yeah, and his presence is going to be greatly missed after this season, just with that energy. We talk about it all the time. It's just infectious.
It's infectious indeed. And with a player like Devon Pert, Coach Travis Schwab is lucky and thankful to have him on the court and in the locker room every single day, whether it's at practice or for games, as Ryan Berger hits a three. And Ryan Berger puts this game tied again. And Ryan Berger has really shot the ball, I wouldn't say exceptionally well, but he's been able to get some points here and there, as he has 12 this game. Singleton to the rack. He will miss.
Looks like he got pushed in the back.
Yeah, I thought that may have been a foul. A little bit of amnesty probably for the refs from John Carroll as Luke Hippler for 2.
And Coach Schwab not happy with that transition defense.
Not happy, and that's been a focal point all season, transition defense. Devon Pert, he is blocked by Hippler. Hippler talking a little smack. Berger, rack, and one John Carroll, and just like that, folks, it could be a 5-point game. Pending this free throw as John Carroll and the Blue Streaks extend their lead to 4.
Poor transition defense out of the gate. And, you know, Travis Schwab mentioned it with Andrew right as halftime began. It was all about defense in the second half. Defense and rebounding, and, they haven't had that in these first couple of minutes, but they are playing with the energy.
Exactly, as now it's a 5-point game with the Jimmy Berger made field goal and a timeout for Muskingum. And Travis Schwab is going to have some words with this Muskie team. But for John Carroll, they did what they needed to do. Start out the gates early and put the pressure on Muskingum. They did that in the first half, and it pended for them well. Let's see how it goes in the second half now. See if they can just ride this energy the whole way through. And just the defensive transition, Will, has just not been good for Muskingum.
Yeah, and this game, or this half rather, it started the exact same way that the first half started. It was a quick bucket by Muskingum to start.
Yeah.
And then literally just a run of baskets by John Carroll. Very eerily similar. We'll see if Muskingum has the resiliency to fight back like they did in the first half.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, but I can maybe sense maybe a John Carroll letting a Muskingum team go back and do the same thing they did in the first half. But I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Anyways, we're going to send it to Andrew Price down on the sideline. Andrew, what can you tell us about that timeout?
Well, guys, to start the second half, Coach Schwab kneeled down to his team and said, guys, it's a 0-0 game. Going with that mentality, we're going to have to play fast and hard. They've tried to keep up with John Carroll so far, but they find themselves behind right now. And that last time out, he said they have to be sprinting at all times. They knew John Carroll were going to come in fast, and it looks like they just have to adjust, guys.
Exactly, and thank you, Andrew, for, just brilliant insight inside the huddle from Andrew Price.
Absolutely.
It is always needed.
Excellent.
And it's a 0-0 game, as Travis Schwab said. Can this Muskingum team right the ship? And MJ Smith, along Jason Peoples, comes back into the game. Devon Pert and Trey Singleton will sit down. Smith will take it out, and I could definitely see them going to MJ Smith early and getting a couple baskets here.
Yeah, he made a couple threes in the first half early that were big to get him back in it, and it looks like that's what they're calling on him to do again.
Mitch Clark, he had to shoot that one. I was wondering why he shot it that long, but shot clock violation would have happened if he didn't. And Hippler to the basket for 2, and up by 7 are the Blue Streaks.
What a great pass by Berger inside, no look.
And John Carroll has really righted the ship this second half, but they did that early in the first half as well. Let's see if Muskingum can respond like they did earlier. Carson Carter trying to look for a shot. Carter, pump fake. Carter, good for 2. Carson Carter gets a bucket to end the 7-0 run by John Carroll.
And Carter had a couple big baskets in the first half as well, and he's starting off the second half with some energy.
And I believe that might be his 5th that might be 5 points for him on the night. Oh no, that's 7. Carson Carter is a quiet 7, Will.
Yeah. He's just playing with the energy. It's kind of going unnoticed. He's really the unsung hero right now is Mitch Clark inside.
And like we said earlier, Muskingum now down 3. Let's see if they can get another defensive stop here. Make this almost ironic as the first half. And that's going to be Muskingum ball. And Mitch Clark again holding that ankle. He has had problems this year with his legs, his ankles, etc., the knee. And Mitch Clark, I mean, he is a warrior. He held his ankle there for a second. Well, you almost know that he's going to come out and get looked at.
Yeah, just the way that he's had problems all year. You can see it was kind of an awkward fall. I'm not sure. From up here, I couldn't tell if maybe he turned an ankle on the way down. But certainly something's wrong, and he's got it. Muskingum needs Mitch Clark because he just brings a lot of energy, and he's tenacious on the glass inside. It could be a big loss if he's out.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I mean, he was walking fine on the way back, so hopefully it's a minor ankle issue. That he was definitely holding the ankle, though, as Jason Peoples misses a three-pointer in the corner, and John Carroll with an Emil Hess rebound are still up 3. Hess from downtown. Oh, my gosh. And Emil Hess he missed wide left.
Wide left might be an understatement. I mean, I think he just rushed that one.
Yeah.
I just thought it wasn't even close.
I mean, sometimes all shots aren't meant to hit the rim or even the backboard. That was just, It's like that DeAndre Jordan face when he dunked on Brandon Knight a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we're going to actually send it down to Andrew. He's got some insight on the Mitch Clark injury. Andrew, what can you tell us about Mitch Clark and the situation he is in right now?
Okay, well, guys, if it's any consolation for Clark, he did seem to hurt his ankle on the play. It's not his knees. He has had knee problems in the past. It's what sidelined him for the majority of last year. But Mitch Clark currently getting looked at on the sideline. It is an ankle, and we're going to see if he can come back tonight. We're going to keep you updated here throughout the broadcast. Guys?
Thank you, Andrew. That's a great defensive play by Trey Singleton, who's done absolutely amazing this game, defensively and offensively. And we'll keep checking in with Andrew to see how that Mitch Clark ankle situation plays out. I knew it was his ankle, more towards his right ankle, but we will check in with Andrew Price a lot more to see what's going on with Mitch Clark. Hess with the rebound. He'll kick it out to Flannery. Flannery to Ryan Berger for 3 and off. And Emil Hess. And that is a foul on, I believe, Emil Hess. Tried to get the rebound and got a little frisky and a foul.
Yeah, and Brandon Keys, he's also a ferocious beast on the inside, offensive glass, very physical in the post. Surprised he hasn't gotten that many minutes tonight. That's just how the flow of the game goes, but he is certainly a guy that also brings a lot of energy.
Yeah, he's more of a quiet, you know what he's doing. He's tenacious. He's more of a quiet voice for this team, but whenever he's in, he goes to work as normal. Brandon Keys now guarded by Haas. MJ Smith will pump fake a shot. Smith will look to get it to Keys. 6 on the shot clock. Singleton will throw it up. Trey Singleton! Maybe that's why his first name's Trey. Trey, three-pointer, up by 2 is now John Carroll. Great answer and a foul and one. Luke Hippler pretty much basically saying, yeah, Trey Singleton, keep shooting your shot. I'll just go to the rack and get an and one.
It's almost as if that didn't even matter.
Yeah. But Ben Merrill will check in the game, and he'll come in for Connor Fitzgerald. So Muskingum now with 12:24 left, pending this free throw in which he made it. It is still a 5-point game. John Carroll holding their own. John Carroll, they won the first matchup with both these teams going against each other at John Carroll. They won that game soundly. So Jason Peoples now trying to find Trey Singleton. He'll get it. And that might have been a foul. I thought that was a foul, but maybe it hit the ball and Trey Singleton loses it. And now it's John Carroll ball.
I thought I saw Trey take a shot to the chin. I wasn't sure if that was the ball after the deflection or if that was a hand. But John Carroll ball off of Trey's knee, so costly turnover.
All right, we're going to now send it down to Andrew Price, who has more on that Mitch Clark situation. Andrew, what can you tell us?
Yeah, guys, Mitchell Clark really did turn that ankle. After doing some drills on the sideline, though, he is going to look to get back into the game. He did have his ankle wrapped. He did look like he was ready to come back in the game, but he took a seat by his coach, so we'll see if he can find his way back into this one with the Muskies trailing by 7.
All right, thank you, Andrew. And that is, again, more brilliant inside insight. And maybe Andrew is going to get in the huddle and give us some more information now with this timeout. But John Carroll have some momentum, Will, and it's looking pretty scary right now. I know there's a lot of time left, but we've seen what Muskingum has done in the past. Let's take a look at the Heidelberg game. What do you think? What do you think here?
It's kind of a little different than in the first half where, John Carroll kind of let Muskingum back into it, but now they're kind of growing that lead.
All right, we're going to now send it back down to Andrew Price. Andrew, what can you tell us about that last timeout?
Yeah, guys, it was obvious from the timeout, if you could watch the huddle. Travis Schwab really upset with his team's defense. He said they have to block people out. He made a real big point of that in their huddle, and hopefully they can stiffen up defensively here, try to find a way back in this one.
Carson Carter, that looked good from the start, but Carson Carter bricks the 3. Ben Merrill now with the ball for John Carroll. He will now kick it to Ryan Berger. And John Carroll now has a 7-point lead. Hess now kicks it to Hippler. Hippler gets it to Flannery. And now Ryan Berger has the ball. Ryan Berger will kick it to Flannery. Pump fake. Offensive foul. And Pete Moran he's not a happy camper right now. He is not a happy camper on that sideline.
Yeah, Pete Moran's been hot all game with some of these calls. Some of them, he's wanting some. He's basically wanting every call to go his way, and that's just not going to happen in a basketball game. That's just how it goes. But certainly you can understand the frustration, with offensive fouls, as they've had a lot this game.
Absolutely, and Pete Moran, he can be a hothead sometimes, but that's just how he just loves to coach the game. So nothing more than respect for him. MJ Smith trying to get a shot off, can't get anything going. Devon Perth, they're playing great perimeter defense. John Carroll is. Flannery with the steal, he'll go the other way. Oh, nice pass to Hess, and Hess will answer that call. That was like a Rajon Rondo pass from Flannery, and now they are up 9 against Muskingum.
How many style points are you going to give him for that one, Austin?
I don't know. That's
pretty.
Unbelievable play by Flannery as MJ Smith. He was looking to shoot that, and I thought he was. Singleton. Smith. The Muskingum Splash Bros. As Mitch Clark is going to the line, and Ben Merrill not liking that call. As now Mitch Clark is going to go to the line and try to put this game back down 7. And he hasn't had a good game. 7 points for Mitch Clark out of his normal 17 he would score. He has not had a good night, but he will make that free throw.
Glad to see he's back in the game, though, after that scary injury to his ankle. You just never know with some of the issues he's had, but glad to see he's back in the game.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that, and he has one more coming his way. Can he put this game back at 7 and hope for Muskingum to get some stops? Oh, rolls into the front rim, and 56-63, John Carroll up by 7. Defense has to be the first priority, but Berger will shoot a 3, miss, Hess, and that is white ball, and Mitch Clark thought he was fouled on that by Emil Hess. And with 10:01 left to go in the game, Mitch Clark has the ball, and now we are down to single-digit minutes. 7-point game, John Carroll up in this second game rematch of a season series of 2. Page from long, Page! 3! And Devon Perth with the rebound. Oh, and he missed it. I thought he had it. I thought he was getting that out of bounds on John Carroll. 3 on the way, no good. Mitch Clark, you talk about defense. That's going to be a jump ball. going Muskingum's way. Mitch Clark going all out, laying everything on the line, and he gets repaid. Muskie ball.
And Devon Pert as well with an excellent hustle. Almost got the steal. Almost
I
threw
thought,
it off of that John Carroll player. Just barely missed him.
Ugh. That would have been nice. That would have got the crowd on its feet, Will.
Yeah, absolutely.
You talk about momentum play, that would have been it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Mitch Clark has to get it across half court, and he does, almost losing the ball. Great defense by John Carroll. But now Jalen Page can run this offense with 14 on the shot clock. Page. Ooh, putting some moves on. And Sartain will foul Jalen Page. And he was put on some skates. It's like me going to the ice rink. That's how bad he was put on skates. As now Jalen Page will try to get this game to 2. And the senior point guard will make his first. And he is shooting 93% at the line this year, Jalen Page.
Yeah, that's just exceptionally good. Anytime you can have a guy lead your team like that from the free throw line, it really sets the tone. It sets an example for the rest of the team and how well they should shoot at the line.
Exactly, and you need a guy like that because if it ever comes down to like a technical foul and you're choosing your guy to shoot, as there's a foul by Mitch Clark and one good for Luke Hippler. I mean, going back to the free throws, you need a guy like that you can rely on, and that's what they've done with Jalen Page. He's absolutely done a brilliant job from the line, and yeah, he might not score the most points, but he is really taking on that assist, like the floor general role, and just give assist after assist after assist to his teammates. Team player, for sure.
And he's a great leader as well, just an exceptional leader.
Yeah. As Hippler will miss that free throw, it's only a 4-point game. Hippler's had a little trouble from the line tonight. As Trey Singleton trying to do something, get some type of offense going. Mitch Clark, by the way, has 3 fouls tonight, so one more, and he will definitely be in foul trouble. And a timeout called by John Carroll. Great hustle play by Luke Hippler. And John Carroll will get the ball back. 61-65, 8:40 left to go in the game. And for John Carroll, they've let Muskingum stay in it. But Muskingum has also been resilient. And with 8:40 left, that's still a lot of time. They got plenty of time to win this game.
Oh, absolutely. And it's really been a game of runs, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
game of runs for sure.
John Carroll kind of just has this little burst, and then out of nowhere, just the resiliency of this Muskingum Fighting Muskies team to just storm back. I mean, it's really, I feel like this game is going to come down to who has the ball last, who has that final possession at the end of the game.
Yeah, because it very well could be a 2-point game or a 1-point game, and whoever has it, if you're in the losing situation, you know they're holding for the last shot. Maybe call a timeout to try and do something and throw them off course. But anyways, we're going to send it down to sideline reporter Andrew Price. Andrew, what can you tell us within that last timeout?
That last timeout was a lot of game planning there from Muskingum. Really a good time for them to refocus. But when Jalen Page was able to cut through the middle, take a jump stop, and lay one up and in, Travis Schwab turned to his bench and yelled to his bench, "That's the benefit of a jump stop, boys." We always touch on how smart Jalen is with the ball on this broadcast. So a great job by Jalen. He doesn't score the most points, but smart plays by him are what get it done.
Exactly, and Jimmy Berger, that's 2 points. Thank you, Andrew, yet again. Really appreciate the work. 67-61, and Bardall gets it to Jalen Page. And he could have very well scored 2 points right there.
I would have tried to get inside, maybe do a jump stop, pump fake, get a guy in the air.
But Cam Miller says I want one more. Wow. The big man can shoot.
What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Pull that ball out. Pull the ball out. Let Cam shoot.
Out. Yeah. That's like some Channing Frye work right there. Size and everything. And Cam Miller cuts this lead down to 3. Devon Pert, can he get this lead down to 0? No, he'll get it to 1, though. Great shot by Devon Pert. 66-67 Blue Streaks. Hippler, can he answer? He can.
These teams are just playing so fast.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
It is, like, I'm moving my head, like, really fast, just trying to get down both sides of the court.
I'm wondering how the camera crew is doing, trying to keep up with the ball, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's playing fast.
Ooh. And Devon Pert crossed his own ankles over as he lost the ball, and he's walking gingerly. But nonetheless, John Carroll scores, and like that, it's a game of runs. It's a 5-point game, 71-66. And Devon Pert is going to get a breather. I think they're going to check him out.
He was walking a little gingerly. I'm not quite sure what happened, but.
Yeah, very ginger walking for Devon Pert. And trainers are talking to them right now. I'm sure Andrew's going to get a little inside scoop with the Devon Pert situation, injury-wise. And Muskingum is down 5.
That's a great call by the official, though, to just recognize that Pert was in some, he was feeling discomfort, and to get him out of the game.
Cam Miller, hello! We're not going to get down to Andrew Price. Andrew, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Pert looked like he was hurt. He had to walk off the court a little gingerly, but he wasn't too happy that they had to stop the game for him to walk off. Obviously, he's frustrated, but he shook off the trainer when they were asking if he was hurt, so it looks like it was more just a little bit of a time he needs to take off, and he'll be fine. He'll be back in the game with this last 6:28 to go.
Thank you, Andrew. And with that update for Devon Pert, I mean, he's obviously going to battle this one out. He's not going to, go to the trainers for this one. He will battle this one out. It is now 70-74. John Carroll is up 4. Couple shots made back and forth between both teams as Berger, the corner 3. With 6 minutes left to go in this game, John Carroll has now increased their lead to 7.
And you can feel the tension building. You can feel both teams are starting to get a little tight. And, it looks like John Carroll is starting to run away with this one a little bit.
Maybe another 3-pointer by Berger could send this one to a little bit of a momentum shift as Berger, wow, and maybe they were looking for a 4-point foul. And the energy right now being sucked out of the air. And I don't know if that would have been a foul. I definitely think Berger acted on that one, but.
I mean, regardless, 10-point game now. We're coming down the home stretch, 5:29 left to play. I mean, you brought it up, like another 3 would really just sense a major momentum shift. And look at it now. I mean, 10-point game, man. I mean, it's going to be tough, but Muskingum did come back from 15 before with 5 minutes left to go, so anything can happen. We know that.
Yeah, this place is the miracle makers. I mean, like this home court, Anstey Steele Center, is home for miracles. It happened with Heidelberg. But anyways, we're going to send it down now to Andrew Price. Andrew, what is Travis Schwab saying to his team right now downtown?
Guys, Schwab's main reason for calling that timeout was to get his big man Mitchell Clark back in. Immediately when they hit that 3, he turned to his bench and looked for Mitchell. Immediately saw that Mitchell was ready to go. He said, Mitchell, I got to get you in here. Guys, Cam's going to be coming out for Mitch Clark coming out of this timeout, and you would expect Mitchell to maybe be walking a little bit gingerly on that ankle. We'll see if he can go the whole distance here as the Muskies are trailing 70-80.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew, yet again for some brilliant insight. And Mitch Clark now will check back in the game. He has 3 fouls, only 9 points. But his energy could be something huge in the late going of this game.
Absolutely.
Jalen Page now will get the ball from Bardell.
Looks like MJ Smith's going to check back into the game.
They're going to try to get some scores in here now. They need some immediate offense. Jalen Page for 3. Up in the air, no good, and a nice transition pass to Fitzgerald, but he loses the ball. That would have made it 12 points.
And you could sense the Muskies there kind of just rushing through their offense, taking threes. I mean, you got plenty. 5 minutes is plenty of time. Run your sets, be patient, and they gave away a bunny to John Carroll, and they fumbled it. I mean, it's just plain and simple.
And MJ Smith, that's a bad inbound pass. And for Berger, he's trying to score. And he will, and one. And John Carroll, you can kind of sense they're maybe running away with it. Maybe.
Just the way this game has gone, the momentum has just, it was back and forth for a while throughout the second half, like it was in the first half, but now 12-point game, it's getting really tough, and you can just see how dejected everyone is on that Muskingum bench and on the court.
Exactly, and the crowd's really feeling it too. They feel dejected as well, quiet, nothing really to say.
Just slight murmurs. I mean,
it has been slight murmurs all night, or actually as in recent, I should say. And for Pete Moran and his John Carroll squad, as I believe Ryan Berger's getting cleaned up over there. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe a cut, maybe something.
Could have been a cut. It looks like they're wrapping that up and
yeah,
wiping him down. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they were doing. Just cleaning up maybe a potential mess that he had, or maybe a mess that he already has had. But anyway, nonetheless, and we're gonna take it back down to Andrew now. Andrew, what can you tell us?
Yeah, he was right there getting patched up. They had to bandage up a cut on his leg that was bleeding. They ended up wiping it up, and they put a bandage on it, so he's going to stay out there.
All right, thank you, Andrew. As Jimmy Berger makes that shot, it's a 13-point game, and Muskingum now has to find a way to start getting buckets and start getting stops. If they can do that, they will win this game, but with time waning, that could be an issue. And Page will get to Singleton. That one was surely blocked. Clark will go to the line.
Yeah, it looked like that one was blocked. Trey doesn't really miss short. I mean, he never misses short, and that was really, really short. I would like to think that one was blocked. But Mitch Clark still playing with that energy. He's kind of hobbled a little bit. He's keeping it going.
Absolutely, and Clark will miss that first, and it's just been a tough go-around for him tonight, like extremely tough go-around for him. As if he can make one that could help can help stop the bleeding maybe just a smidge. As Mitch Clark will miss both.
Just overcorrected on that one. He was short on the first, overcorrected. I mean, that happens sometimes.
Well, I'd like to think if they make a three-pointer here, this maybe could be ball game.
I mean, any kind of basket, I think, it's really going to just signify that everything's going John Carroll's way.
In this second half and late second half, but Muskingum has to find a way to score. They're down 13 with 4:17 left. They got to find something. Jalen Page will pump fake a shot to Devon Pert, and he just lost the ball.
He was screaming for a foul call, but I really didn't see anything there that warranted that. It was just lost it.
And that is going to be Berger again, and Ryan Berger has he's done amazing tonight. Well, like you talk about it, he's got 27 points.
Yeah, I mean, he's just playing absolutely incredible. I mean, 5 of 10 from 3. That's 50%. I mean, that sounds like that's not that good, but that seems like a night Steph Curry would have in the NBA, and Steph Curry's been playing lights out this season, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and
Ryan Berger.
Going into this game, I'm sorry to interrupt
Oh,
you.
no, you're good.
Going into this game, he was averaging 5 points a game.
I mean, we were talking about it pregame.
Yeah.
We were focusing in on those two key guys, and we said there could be someone if they key in on one of those guys that could step up, and boy, Ryan Berger definitely did step up in a huge way.
Exactly, and said it pregame. Maybe there's someone on this team that can give some type of some type of a boost. And Ryan Berger has done that tonight, and now they are up 15 with 3:56 left. I mean, Berger has really been the star for this one as well as anything else, but we're going to get it back down to Andrew. Andrew, what is Travis Schwab saying about his team?
Yeah, guys, Travis Schwab really wanted to hammer home with this team that the only way they're going to get back into this game is through defense and rebounding. So look for them to be really crashing the boards and really trying to clamp them up on defense here, trying to get back in this game down 15 with about 4 minutes remaining.
Thank you, Andrew. And I mean, there could be some miracle here tonight, but it's looking gloom right now with 3:48 left to go in this game. And with Muskingum down 15, it is looking very gloom. And just like you cannot have that. You cannot throw the ball away because MJ Smith was wide open.
Wide open.
I could have felt him. I felt the make if he would have caught that. But Trey, talking about defense, and yeah, that was good defense by Trey, but Emil Hess just Randy mossed him, and 70-87 now, and it's looking like John Carroll's going to run away with this game. Maybe I might speak a little too soon as Jalen Page gets an and one try. And Pete Moran he's still going at it with the ref, even up 15.
Gotta appreciate the energy
yeah.
and the will to win. You gotta appreciate that. Can't fault him.
Yeah, the Nick Saban attitude. Because Nick Saban, he even if he's up 55, he'll still scream.
Yeah.
As Jalen Page will get 3 points of his own. That will have him get 10 on the night. 73-87. Muskingum looking on the outside and a three-pointer here would, I think, pretty much end it. Maybe a two might end it, I don't know. With almost 3 minutes left and up 16, John Carroll is in the driver's seat for this game and looking for a season sweep. Pert for three. Off the mark. They needed that one bad. They needed it.
Right now, they just got to focus on getting a stop, though.
And an intentional foul. And
now they're going to start that foul game.
I think it may be too little too late.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it work before.
Yeah.
I mean, where you start that foul game, maybe you get them to miss some free throws, but they're not even in the bonus yet. So I'm not sure why that foul occurred, but we'll see if the strategy works, I guess.
We will definitely see with almost 2:30 left, and Jimmy Berger, that's in. And up 18's John Carroll, and you can pretty much almost sense they're going to win this game.
You can see it on the bench, too. Everyone's just kind of got their head down. No one's saying anything.
Yeah.
Shaking their heads. I mean, not a great finish to this game from Muskingum.
But Jason Peoples will get that lucky bounce. 76-91, and the foul game will continue with 2:11 left to go in the game. 76-91, that foul was on Devon Purd.
Well, Coach Schwab wants him to get up and press, really put the pressure on him.
You almost have to at this point.
Yeah, you have to try to force turnovers. You can't just continue to let them score, as now a timeout's going to be called.
Yeah, you almost have to start pressing now if you are Muskingum. If you're going to even try to remotely win this game, you got to do something to help your team out. And, I mean, you're down 15 with 2:11 left. It doesn't look pretty, but I don't know. Can a miracle happen? I mean, I won't rule anything out until the clock hits 0, or unless it's not going to happen.
We could have one of those Tracy McGrady moments, 13 points in 33 seconds against the Spurs.
Yeah.
Years and years ago. I mean, we've seen it before. We might see it here tonight.
If we see it here tonight, this will be on SportsCenter. You're hearing it here first. You will. I'm saying it. And an offensive foul. Well, hold on. Hold the phone. And Flannery trying to make a case, but the ref isn't buying it. Singleton will get the ball. He's going to go to work. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. We may have a comeback on the case here today. All right, and a nice little basket for Jimmy Berger.
You got to play better transition defense.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I mean, you got to sprint back. That's what Coach Schwab said earlier, sprint back.
Yeah, and Devon Pert, he makes it, but time is running low. And they're down 13, but
they got a trap, and
yeah,
they're not really
trapping.
getting there quick enough. And now they kind of have to revert to this foul game. They've got to be more physical, and they've got to be more deliberate with their actions, and they're just not it's just not happening. They're not getting to their spots quick enough to try to force those turnovers. And now you're just kind of, you know, postponing the inevitable, it seems like.
Exactly. And the shot is good from Ryan Berger, and he is about, if he gets 2 more shots, he's eclipsing 30 points.
It just seems like when Muskingum just gets that little edge, just that one shot that maybe that could turn it around, John Carroll just comes right back and just snuffs out their torch.
Absolutely agree with you on that. If I had to compare that with like a team in the NBA, I'd definitely say it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because I've seen enough Cavs games to make that comparison. They keep it close, and then the second half they just lose it. And Ryan Berger. Hello, how do you do? It's a 17-point game. Make it 14. Jason Peoples will try and wash away that bad taste out of their mouth.
What a throwdown. They're just putting a stamp on it.
Yeah. Take it to the post office and mail it. That was Jimmy Berger, not Ryan. That was Jimmy Berger. And, Will, I'm going to talk about this. The Berger brothers have had a great game.
Oh.
If you take a look right now, combined, Ryan Berger and Jimmy Berger have 54 points.
That's just incredible.
Out of their 97, they have 54.
Incredible.
That is something to definitely take notice for. But anyways, we're going to send it down to Andrew Price maybe one last time this game. Andrew, what do you have to say about what's going on in the huddle right now?
Yeah, guys, Coach Schwab right now just telling his team different type of pressing and trapping strategies. It looks like they're going to try to take this foul game even further down past this minute 10. So look to maybe stick around here for a while as the Muskies try to find their way back in and down 14.
Absolutely agree with you on that. Maybe keep the foul game going. We don't know. We will definitely see what happens here with the minute 10 left. And the Berger brothers, 54 points. Oh, wait, yeah. 54 points combined. That is insane. Insane.
And if you have 2 players that account for more than % of your total points, you're more than likely, you're going to win 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And tonight's one of those 9 times.
Yeah. The Berger brothers just absolutely coming to New Concord and showing up in a big way. And Ryan, and like I said earlier, Ryan Berger was averaging 5 points a game coming in tonight. Said it pregame, maybe this is going to be that one player that really goes off. Well, Ryan Berger has had that game, and he has definitely done what he needed to do.
Absolutely.
As Flannery will hit the first, and they're about to eclipse 100 points tonight. Flannery will hit the second, 1 point away from 100. Muskingum may try to hold them to under 100, but that is going to be a tall task itself. As Singleton for 3. He'll make it. That's a good 3 by Singleton. And they're down 13 with 54.6. I mean, you'd like to see a comeback, but unless Tracy McGrady shows up and does what he needs to do, this game may be a runaway.
Yeah, I mean, it just, like I said, kind of postponing the inevitable. It's very tough.
Absolutely.
To do. Like, it's just so rare for a Tracy McGrady moment, Reggie Miller moment back in the 90s with the 8 points in 9 seconds. I mean, it's very rare those kind of moments happen. We'll see. You never know. But
never know.
I mean, right now it's not looking great just based on how the Muskies have played defensively.
Yeah, we will definitely see. Postponing the inevitable is a good way to put it, Will, but you never know what Muskie magic can happen in NC Steele Center. Maybe tonight's one of those nights. We don't know yet. But as of now, John Carroll will receive the ball. And you almost certainly know a foul is coming. You almost know it.
I'd like to think they're going to try to trap first, maybe try to force a quick turnover, then foul.
Yeah, and they're going to get it to Berger, to the other Berger. And Fitzgerald now will be fouled by Mitch Clark, and Mitch Clark is fouled out of the game. He'll finish his night with 9 points.
Not a great night statistically. Had some foul trouble, had that ankle issue, but I mean, he played with a lot of heart, and you have to admire the way he played tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He played with a lot of heart indeed. And you can't say enough good things about playing with a lot of heart and effort. Because even though you may lose games, just if you have heart and effort, that's what coaches really love the most. As keeping it's under 100 as Fitzgerald misses 1-on-1, and Ryan Berger with one shot here will have a 30-point night if he makes it.
And John Carroll could eclipse that 100-point mark.
Yeah.
And you don't see that every day, especially at the Division III level in college basketball.
If this was a Cavs home game, you'd be getting free nuggets right now if he makes his free throw.
30 points for Ryan Berger.
Yep, Ryan Berger. Oh, he actually has 31.
Oh, well, they must have.
Oh, no, he has 30.
Little board issue there.
Yep. And now he has 31. Cue the free nuggets chant, even though we're not remotely near Cleveland. Jalen Page, that one was blocked. Devon Pert misses that. Page out to Peoples for 3. And I don't even think you should foul. I think this game's pretty much over. I'm just trying to delay the celebration.
Yeah, I didn't really see the need there. It's down 15. You have 20 seconds left. I think Pert wasn't going to foul initially, but
I don't know. We will definitely see about that. Flannery trying to make it more. 102 for John Carroll. I mean, Muskingum played well. They played well. They played well, but they didn't play good enough to the point where they needed to beat a John Carroll team.
And down the stretch, defensively, they really kind of folded their cards. They didn't really play up to Coach Schwab's standards. And against a team like John Carroll that plays fast, plays quick, has great ball movement and energy, you got to play better defensively.
Exactly. I agree 100%. But Cam Miller will drive. It is good. 88 points for the Muskies tonight. I definitely do not see the need to foul here. Pert is going to try and get that ball back. And, Will, that's going to do it here from the ANC Steele Center. That's all there is, folks. 88-103.